acting wasn't always what I wanted to do. I didn't start doing that till I was 7 or 8 years old. But I've been dealing with my heart problem my entire life.
Yeah.
So my big thing growing up was I wanted to play sports. My brother is a 3-state all state athlete. My dad was an all state athlete and is now a coach. It's like literally I live the SJ lifestyle. My parents, my family are all successful athletes, and then there was me.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of A-Listers. My guest today is an actor most known from The Blind Side, Hancock, and the hit TV series Friday Night Lights. Welcome to the show, Jae Head.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk today. So I got a good feeling. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun.
In your opinion, what is the hardest thing about being an actor?
Honestly, I think it's trying to put yourself into these characters because you might play characters that are completely different than you. And the whole point is, like, for me, everybody kind of has their own like style and the way they do things. But for me personally, I always try to, channel, try to be in the mindset of that character as much as possible. But I want to be able to throw my own personality in it because I want people to be able to tell, oh yeah, man, that's still Jay. You know what I mean? Like we see Jay still in there somewhere. And so for me, yeah, it's trying to find the balance between completely losing yourself and becoming a totally different person in this character at the same time as trying to still throw a little bit of your own personality and your own charm into it.
Now, you played Bo in the Friday Night Lights TV series, and your character was just so lovable, man. What do you think happened to Bo in that universe now in 2021? What happened with him?
Man, I'm gonna say he's probably a football coach somewhere.
Okay,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Or he's probably trying to, because Bo was easiest character ever to play, because that was literally me. My dad's a football coach, so growing up throwing a football in the front yard was a daily occurrence in my house.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I would say Bo is probably out there, still obsessed with his college football and probably still obsessed with the Dillon Panthers. Yeah. And, probably trying to keep up with Riggins on Instagram, probably tweeting at him every once in a while.
I love that.
Probably tweeting at him, asking him, tweeting at him here and there. And, I was upset when Friday Night Lights was starting to come to an end because they kept saying, hey, we're going to bring you back. Because I was, there was many times I was supposed to come back. I was supposed to.
I didn't know that.
I actually even came back and filmed stuff for season 2. Because I originally was only in season 1. And then they brought me back for season 2. And I filmed, I think, like an episode and a half worth of stuff. And they decided, we think we're just going to keep going. And we're going to keep the train going. And we're not going to try to, relit old fires. So I guess I didn't use it, but I was always hoping, I always wanted, like, for me personally, I wanted, like, the last episode when they're, like, kind of going through and they're showing everybody, like, just like a little clip, maybe Riggins is happens to be driving by a practice and looks over there and I'm over there wearing 33 or something.
I love that.
Just something simple just like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a whole thing.
Something they wrapped up a lot of that stuff really well in Friday Night Lights.
They did.
But there was always for me still like, man, I just want a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I've always been like, man, what would happen if they did like a mini series reunion kind of thing where it's like maybe a Panther reunion or something like that. Is that something, if that was pitched to you, you would be like, I'm there. I
would be the first one to sign up.
I think your character could be like a senior going for the States. Like, I know. There's so much stuff you can do.
Hey, let me tell, like I said, I'd be the first one to sign up for it if I got that call. Because those are great guys to hang around with. They were older than me at the time. I was 8 or 9, so I was a child. You know what I mean? Yeah. But still, hanging around those guys is always a good time. Zach Gilford's amazing. Taylor Kitsch, Brad Leland's hilarious.
Yes.
I used to talk to Brad all day on set.
So then a few years later, you played SJ in The Blind Side. How did that casting process work? Did Friday Night Lights have an influence on making that happen, or no idea?
So not a lot of people know this. I credit Friday Night Lights for being the spark that lit everything.
Everything. Okay.
Because let me back up a little bit.
Okay,
So when I did Friday Night Lights, I was directed by Peter Berg, of course. Well, a year after I do Friday Night Lights, here comes the superhero show
Yep.
called Hancock, and
I got
Peter
a
Berg's
question about that
directing that.
later. Yep.
He's directing that as well. And so I
Right.
get the call saying, "Hey kid, you did a pretty good job for me on this show. I want you to come audition for this new movie. You're already in LA. Come audition for this."
Yeah.
And so I auditioned for Hancock and got it. And
Yep.
then because of the success based on that, and that I was based, working around Will Smith and all them, when Blindside came in, they said, "Hey, we really like that you just got done doing a star-studded film, and it did really well in theaters, and we'd like you to audition for this." And it was Blindside. And so, in a way, like I said, Friday Night Lights was the spark that lit the fire.
So speaking of both those movies, Hancock and Blindside, how did it feel, or were you, in your opinion, maybe too young to realize you're around these like top of the tier big dogs in the acting world? I mean, Will Smith, Sandra Bullock. I mean, it really doesn't get bigger than that.
Yeah, it was strange, especially as a kid. It's strange. I understood it to a degree, right? I could understand that not every kid my age was hanging around Will Smith on Tuesdays, right? I could do that. But at the same time, I didn't realize the level of like everything else. Like, I was going to events and premieres and stuff like that and living that kind of style as an 8-year-old, and a 10-year-old. To me, it was just, that's just what I do. I go to these things and I'm always at these events, and that's just who I am. And it wasn't until I like hit 15, 16 years old, once I was in high school, and I realized that, no, not everybody gets to do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, most people just get to go to school and that's about it. I didn't freak out. I was able to just remain calm. My mom, on the other hand, completely blew it. Squealed when Will Smith walked in the room the first time. And I literally was like, "Mom, you can't do that. We're here to work. We're working with them. We can't do that. You're not fans."
So what kind of advice would you give to someone who's wanting to start out in acting today?
The number one thing I always tell, because I get asked this quite frequently. The number one thing I got to tell is you better make sure before anything that A, it's really what you want, and B, you better make sure that you don't care about people talking about you. You know what I mean? You don't care what people saying things about you, because I feel like in this day and age, everybody does, and everybody's worried about it, and it's something you got to get over. Because it's you're talking people you don't know are going to say things about you, people that have never even met you. People are going to automatically assume things about you because of who you are or what you do. And it just comes with the territory.
I got to say, we need more people like you putting out these positive and motivational messages. What made you decide to start putting those personal thoughts out to the world on a almost daily, weekly type basis?
It started out just for me. And it was like, I like these stories. I've always been obsessed with quotes. I've always been obsessed with good stories. And I love telling them. And I love it when people are saying, "Hey man," I'm like growing up, even when I was young, people would be like, "Hey, I'm going through this right now. I'm going through whatever it might be." And I'm like, "Hey, I actually know a story that relates to that. I know a quote that talks about that." And I always love doing that. And I've always people cheer up when they hear those things, and it helps them. And so I started posting them for me, because it was like stuff I was going through and stuff I was thinking about. And I was like, really, I was posting it, A, to see if it helped. I didn't think anybody would listen to it. You know what I mean? I just did it just to be like, if one person gets something from it, it's good. But I really want it out there for me if I'm having a bad day, I can go back and scroll and look through it.
What do you think would be the coolest thing you've gotten to keep from any film or TV show you've been a part of, like a prop, a shirt, whatever it might be?
That's a good question. I've never been asked that. I got to keep some of the clothes, obviously, but I got to keep the backs of my chairs. And for Blindside, I have a football that everybody signed. We all signed it. That's awesome. So I have that, and I have it like in a little case back home in Texas at my mom's house. And that's pretty cool, because that's forever. You know what I mean? We'll forever have that. And then, like I said, I have the backs to both my chairs. Both my director's chairs that have the name of the movie on one side and then my name on the other, which is like the coolest thing ever. I want to get me some director's chairs, put them in my house, and then, like in a little man cave, and have those be the backs of them.
This started small, believe it or not. It started small.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. And I want to have all my props. Of course, I have original movie posters for both of them. that are great. You know, I've got to keep a few cool things.
You were born with a rare heart condition. Has that affected you in your life more as a motivator, or made you work harder than other people, do you think?
It comes and goes. It's kind of one of those things. I think it did kind of put a chip on my shoulder from a very young age. Because I was always, you know, acting wasn't always what I wanted to do. You know, I didn't start doing that till I was 7 or 8 years old. But I've been dealing with my heart problem my entire life.
Yeah.
So my big thing growing up was I wanted to play sports. You know, my brother is a 3-state all state athlete. My dad was an all-state athlete and is now a coach. You know, it's like literally I live the SJ lifestyle. My parents, my family are all successful athletes. And then there was me. And I'm a pretty good athlete myself, but being born with a heart condition and I'm smaller than everybody else. And, you know, those are big variables and those come into play, obviously, on the football field. But I was always told, like, hey, you're smaller. You're always going to be smaller. You know, there's not much you can do about it. You can cry about it, or you can keep going, or you can work hard and you can get as good as you can be and just hope it's enough, just like everybody else does. But no, you are at a disadvantage, and there's going to be a lot of fights you're not going to win. There's a lot of battles you're probably not going to win. But that was okay with me because I think it prepared me for life. And I think it prepared me for hardships that would come up as a teenager, as an adult, you know, whatever it might be, which is good. And I'm glad I wouldn't take it back, and I wouldn't change it because it made me who I am. And it gave me the ambition and the drive that I do have to be better and to want to keep going. And I'm just a competitive guy, and I always look at it like dude, I'm gonna win. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm gonna win, and I don't care who's here. So I was always told, like, yeah, you're at a disadvantage, but that doesn't take away. You're not at a disadvantage from working hard. You know, your heart problem has nothing to do with you showing up on time. Your heart problem has nothing to do with the amount of effort that you put in. Your heart problem doesn't have anything to do with how you treat people. It has nothing to do with any of that. There are things it does affect, but those are so minuscule to the lessons that it taught me.
What would you consider your dream acting job? Someone said, or role. You can pick any topic, any universe, whatever.
That's a good question, because I think about that all the time. I think about it a lot. I'm honestly, I feel like I got gypped. I wish they would make another Friday Night Lights, and I would do it.
I'm there.
I think it would be fun because, of course, I'm a big sports guy, and I liked the stories, and I thought it was fun. But of course, it's been the same answer. So that's a good answer. You know, that's one. But of course, since I was little, I've always said this: I want to be a dang superhero. I mean, it's just I want to be a superhero.
In the right place.
I want to be a superhero, and I want to have superpowers. That's it.
This last bit I have for you are rapid fire questions. Off top of your head, favorite movie?
Favorite movie would be either Remember the Titans, because I think it's a great message and I think it's a good one. It'd be that, or it'd be The Great Gatsby.
Off top of your head, favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show right now, it's Squid Game. Have you seen that?
Yes.
It is nuts, dude. I've been watching it like crazy.
They're apparently trying to expand that universe now.
I saw that.
Off top of your head, favorite video game?
Favorite video game? I like Madden, and right now I'm playing Apex Legends.
Most fun you've ever had on any set?
Most fun I've had on set, definitely Blindside, by far. Running around with Quentin, you know, me and him, we still talk quite a bit. Like he was actually in LA last week, and I was supposed to go see him, and I didn't, and I'm pretty upset. But by far the most fun I ever had. It was 3 months, and it was like I was away from my family, but I felt like I was with a new one, so it wasn't that bad. And you know, being around Sandra, sweetest woman in the world, Tim McGraw, funniest dude ever. Like coolest guy. Like I wanted to be Tim McGraw so bad. I'd walk, like we'd walk around set, and I'd walk. Oh, how's he? Oh, he's putting his hands in his pocket. Oh, okay.
So I got to put my hands.
I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, I walk like. Oh, okay. He kind of kicks his leg out like that. I get it.
Now, since you're a Texas guy, Whataburger, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Whataburger.
And what's your go-to meal for Whataburger? If you off the top of your head,
if they have it, if they don't bring it around, but they have that. Normally, I get the honey butter chicken strip sandwich.
Okay. Yeah. It's
like honey barbecue, but instead of honey barbecue sauce, I get honey butter.
Okay. Yeah.
Amazing. I like it better than In-N-Out. I think it's better than In-N-Out.
Me too. What I always tell my because I got friends of mine who are in the Army that are from California.
Absolutely.
And when we dispute stuff, you know, they're always like, "Oh, Whataburger's trash," and I'll say, "So what do you get from In-N-Out for breakfast?"
Yeah, nothing. You can't do that.
You can't. That's it. You were talking about superheroes earlier. So who would be your favorite superhero?
Superman has always been my go-to. I mean, he flies. He has laser eyes.
What is one job you would be terrible at?
A job I would be terrible at? Oh,
yeah.
man. I would be... Oh, that's a good question. A job I would be horrible at. I don't think I would be a very good... I don't know why this is what's going. I wouldn't be very good at like a zookeeper or anything like that because most of the animals are bigger than me, and so I'd be afraid of most of them.
What's the best part about being from Texas?
I know that because Texas is the best place ever, and I know that even however long I've been gone, and I start thinking, I start kind of getting bitter because LA is kind of a bitter place. I can always go back, and it's always a fresh start. And I always cheer up because the second I get off the plane, some random Texan that's working at the airport will smile at me and say, "Hey, how you doing today?" And I know my day. I'm like, "Oh, day made. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good."
I always tell people I'm not crazy about the heat, but I am crazy about Southern hospitality.
Exactly. That's exactly how I am. Yeah. It's the way the people are. The people are the nicest people ever. I tell people all the time, they're like, "Is Texas really that good?" I'm like, "Dude, you could walk into a dive bar and meet a friend that you'll have for the rest of your life."
What is your biggest pet peeve?
I think it's cliche, and it kind of goes with what I do. I just don't like. I hate it when people. I hate the why me people. Why me? Why is this? Why can't I win? Why can't this? Why? I'm like, there's a lot going on. I'm sure you can find something you can win at, something you can be good at. There's something happened today that you can say, okay, maybe my day's not so bad. And those people that look for bad things to happen to them. Yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve because that attitude is contagious, and once that starts rubbing off on you, it's dangerous, and you get in a bad mood quick. That one or loud chewing. Loud chewing is another.
Smacking? Are you talking about smacking?
Oh my gosh, dude!
It's an internet handshake for that because
growing up in Texas, my dad you couldn't if you were chewing, spit it out right now. You're smacking it. Get it out.
Speaking of food, what's one food that you couldn't live without?
Pizza.
Unmatched.
Yeah. I could eat pizza every day. That's been my answer since I was 4 years old.
There's enough variety of pizza places.
There is.
And yeah, I'm with you.
But it's like, I don't think anybody's ever mad. Like, nobody's ever mad when you say, "Hey, y'all want to just order a pizza?" Like, not one person's going to be mad at that.
No, no one's throwing up their arms.
Nobody's going to be mad about that. You could do that anytime. You can feed pizza at a party, just chilling. At an event, you can have pizza. It's good for ever. You can always have pizza.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Ambitious, loud, and loving.
What's your favorite holiday?
Holiday would either be Halloween or Christmas. I love the fall. I love college football. It's the time college football comes around. It starts getting cold in the air.
Yeah.
And I feel like people start getting in a better mood about this time of the year because it starts looking pretty around. Yeah. And then Christmas is just because it's Christmas and you get to be around your family and it's always a good time.
I love Christmas, man. Every year I'm watching Home Alone, even though I know every word to it.
Every year. Yeah. I watch Home Alone. I watch Elf. You got to watch all of them. You got to watch.
You know what's going to happen, but it's
every one of them.
Christmas
I don't care.
Vacation. Yes.
I watch the same ones every year. I got like 5 movies. I watch the same 5 every year, and I laugh at them every time. I don't care.
What's a piece of advice you wish you could have told yourself as a kid?
It's okay to screw up. It's okay. It's okay to not know the answer. It's okay to, it's okay that when people look at you and ask for what to do next, it's okay if you don't know.
If you could add one person, does not have to be a president, to Mount Rushmore, who would it be and why?
I would add Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I'm with it
because it's The Rock, and I don't think there's a person on Earth that dislikes him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how you can dislike that person.
What's one of your favorite memories?
Anything with my brother, because growing up, me and him used to go at each other's throats for anything, and now we're like best friends. And I think my most favorite moment with him was in sports. My senior year, we'd won district in the last 10 seconds of the basketball game. And as we looked up and as the clock's running down, we're going to playoffs. We're all great. Clock's running down. And I don't know why. I looked at him and he looked at me and we just ran and just grabbed each other. And I think we never do that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
That was not a thing we did. And there was a photo of it. And like, even after we did it, we were like, we don't know why we just did that, but we did. And we talk about it all the time. And that's a great moment that we don't really have those kind of moments. And so that's a great memory for me.
What would be your biggest goal in life?
My biggest goal in I've said it since I was young. I just want my mama and all my family taken care of. And I want to be able to go do and see the things I want to go see. So if I've never been overseas. I want to go overseas. I want to see Germany. I want to see Rome. I want to see Italy. I want to see all that. And so my goal and my idea of success would be to get to the point where I can do those things, make sure all my family's taken care of, and then go and see the things I want to go see.
Well, that was my last rapid fire question. I'll have everything for you linked down in the description.
Cool.
But what is next for you, Jae?
Next, I haven't really even announced this. I've been keeping it under wraps. So this is going to be kind of like the first I'm talking about it is I've started the Jae Head Foundation, and it's going to be for kids kind of like me that were growing up in small towns and that can't really see the world. And they're told their whole lives, this is what you're going to do because this is what your parents did. This is what your family did. You're stuck in a small town. So this is kind of what you should just do. And I want to be able to say no because I'm from a small town and look at the things I was able to do.
Yeah.
So if I can do those things, anybody can. And I want to be able to find kids if they want to be a musician or an artist. If they want to make music, take them to a studio, let them learn how to make a song. I have an event next week that we're excited for that we're doing in Florida. So I'm pretty excited, and that's what's next for me. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on that and doing my speaking and going out and reaching out to people and letting them know all these things that it's okay and bad things happen, but you can overcome it.